Most Christians genuinely want financial freedom. They pray for it. They believe for it. They hope God will release it. But very few ever experience it. Not because God is withholding, but because they're stuck at the bottom of God's wealth design. Today, I'm going to show you the biblical wealth pyramid and why most believers never climb past the first level. This isn't about guilt. This is about clarity. Because once you understand the structure, everything changes. Most Christians genuinely want financial freedom. They pray for it. They believe for it. They hope God will release it. But very few ever experience it. Not because God is withholding, but because they're stuck at the bottom of God's wealth design. Today, I'm going to show you the biblical wealth pyramid and why most believers never climb past the first level. This isn't about guilt. This is about clarity. Because once you understand the structure, everything changes. The bottom of the pyramid is survival. This is where most Christians live. At this level, income equals expenses. There's constant financial stress. Debt controls decisions. Emergencies cause panic. Biblically, this mirrors Israel in Egypt. They had food, they had work, but they had no margin and no ownership. Survival isn't sin, but staying here isn't God's best. And here's the danger. People in survival mode confuse movement with progress. Working harder does not move you up the pyramid. Structure does. Level 2 is stability. This is where things finally feel responsible. At this level, bills are paid on time. Some savings exists. Credit improves. Stress decreases. Most Christians stop here. Why? Because stability feels safe. And safe feels spiritual. But stability is not freedom. It's containment. Biblically, this is the wilderness. No chains, daily provision, still no ownership. God provided manna, but manna was never meant to last forever. And believers who stop here mistake maintenance for obedience. Level 3 is multiplication. This is where things shift and where wealth actually begins. At this level, assets replace effort systems. Replace scrambling, money starts working without constant labor. Biblically, this is the parable of the talents. The servants who multiplied were praised. The one who merely preserved was corrected. Why? Because maintenance is not faithfulness when growth is possible. God expects increase where stewardship exists. This is where believers begin learning. Ownership, leverage systems, long-term thinking, not greed, not hustle, structure. The top of the pyramid is dominion. This level isn't about luxury, it's about influence. At this level, income is diversified. Assets are producing consistently. Decisions aren't emotionally driven. Legacy is intentional. Biblically, this is the promised land. Land ownership, inheritance, generational provision. This is why Scripture repeatedly says, a righteous man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Legacy doesn't happen by accident. It happens by structure. And dominion is impossible without climbing the pyramid in order. Here's why most Christians never move up. They confuse hard work with wisdom. They confuse stability with obedience. They confuse faith with passivity. God is not impressed by exhaustion. He's moved by stewardship. You don't pray your way up the pyramid. You build your way up, God's way. If you're honest, you know exactly where you are on this pyramid. And here's the good news. Where you are is not permanent unless you choose to stay. This channel exists to help you climb from survival to stability to multiplication to legacy. If this helped bring clarity, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every video here is designed to move you one level higher.